Hello and welcome everyone to another Wolfsrudel video with your host, King Corks. That's me. This video was submitted by Pocket Medic, and before we get started, I would just like to give a quick PSA. If anyone is in the St. Louis area, could you please go around, check up, or in other words, inform the local police that perhaps we have a hostage situation where Shikishima is being held against her will in this man's basement, because this obsession has gone too far. And I'm not sure if the video we're seeing here is a poor girl who has been whipped, beaten, and tortured into pleasing her master, or a desperate attempt at escape here. Okay, now that I've got that out of my system, despite our dear friend's obsession with this ship, this is a beautiful game. Once in a lifetime game, if you will, since he's sailing around in the Shikishima. But let's get started here. And it's not a good start. Moskva's going backwards, Kurfürst is sailing the wrong direction. And Pocket is opening up at max range at an enemy Shikishima. But the good thing about Shikishima, the only good thing, those guns are very large. And when they hit, they do something like this. Yeah, that was 2 pins for 13,000 damage. Beautiful opening salvo. 2 ricochets, though. Just imagine if he had actually gotten those other 2 to pin. Anyway, luckily, the friendly Holland is up top on B, looking to contest, looking to see who his opponent on this side is going to be as Pocket continues to take his long-range shots, and Stalingrad's getting in the wrong position. I also think Pocket here is making the wrong decision. At max range, I don't care how big your guns are, is able to get about 9k there on that Montana. I don't care how big your guns are. At max range, you're going to ricochet off that flight deck. No reason to be taking max range shot at tier 10 carriers. Maybe something like a Richtofen or an Immelman. But Haku, Midway, even Audacious, you're going to ricochet off that deck, my friend. Do see a spread of torpedoes come in, but they end just before. They were moving pretty fast. That makes me think the Holland, the enemy Holland, is the one over here. Pocket is still going to try to take a shot at this Midway. As Midway brings his rocket planes over and Shikishima's AA opens fire on that. Pocket is slowly getting closer and closer to this edge of the map island. He's also trying to get shots on the enemy Shikishima, but the island in the middle is just a little too tall for him to get those shells over. He misses the Midway. Outcome wouldn't have been any different if he had hit it. Now he's looking at the Slava. Again, this island is just a little too tall for him. Taking shots from what looks to be the Venezia over on the flank. Kurfürst, Moskva, and Stalingrad have all stalled out behind that island, and we see another torpedo spread coming in from the enemy Holland. Pocket is going to try to fit himself in that gap, but I think that one torpedo is going to clip him right on the butt. Yep, that gets a flood. He's waiting to see what else might have a shot on him. He's fairly certain yet that nothing over there has shots on him anymore, so he's going to use his damage control on that flood. Enemy Shikishima and enemy Venezia are also in that channel. Kurfürst, Moskva, and Stalingrad are not pushing out, not looking to give him a shot. Stalingrad uses the radar, actually catches the enemy Holland in it, who's up top of D. So Pocket is going to look to take a shot at that guy. Just by the nature of how much damage these shells do, he actually misses that, but just overpens will do 3k damage on enemy destroyers, which is one of those things that can kind of catch people off guard. Pocket is hoping to reload his guns here before he goes behind that island, but I think he's going to end up catching the peak of that, and it's not going to make it over. Nope, just put 4 shells into the island. Made that mountain just a little bit shorter. Another set of Holland torpedoes are coming in. Looks like he's going to dodge that first set, but he's going to take a couple from that second set. 20 seconds on the damage control. Enemy Shikishima goes down to the Thunder. Holland gets a flood, but Pocket is just going to use his heal to undot that flood, essentially, and maintain his HP. This other enemy Shikishima is now coming out broadside, and Pocket has seen that, so he's getting his guns around. He's going to take a full salvo shot on that Shikishima. Horizontal dispersion looks very good. Lands 2 citadels for 50k on that enemy Shikishima. He's only able to respond with the back gun, and he just put it into the water for no exchange of HP. Hollands are opening up. Someone got a citadel from across the map. I think that was the Yamato. Pocket's going to open up again. Enemy Shikishima is healing. He's looking for enough damage to finish him off. He's able to land 3 shells, but that Shikishima just barely survives. Looks like friendly Holland torpedoes might be able to finish him off as Pocket now switches to the broadside Montana. Oh, someone's made a mistake in there. He is stationary and broadside. So Pocket's going to take another salvo. Horizontal dispersion is looking good. 3 citadels for 61k. And that Montana is now screwed. He's just trying to back up in time and get himself undetected. But these guns reload too fast for that. Pocket's already ready. He's going to open fire again. Looking for another big one. That Montana is trying to heal. Audacious Torps actually get the other Shikishima. Pocket gets 2 more citadels, takes up that Montana, just 2 salvos. And the Montana shells do lackluster damage to say the least. So now there's only Holland and Venezia. Allied Stalingrad, Moskva, and Kurfürst are coming around the side. Yamato and friendly Holland are up on top. So Pocket is going to make his way into the middle of the map here. We are just 7 minutes into this game, and Pocket is at 183,000 damage by getting 7 citadels on those 2 battleships. He's going to try to get some damage in on this Holland, give his friendlies here a good chance of killing this guy without a whole lot of exchange of damage, hopefully. Unfortunately, misses that salvo, and Pocket's going to continue to make his way into the middle of the map as his friendlies continue to push around the edge. No enemies are detected at this moment, except for the Venezia. Venezia is broadside to Pocket. Pocket, I don't think real... Oh, now he has. Venezia is turning away at this point. Let's see if he... I don't think Pocket's going to commit to taking the shot. Enemy DD is in A. I have a feeling that's the Daring. No one there except for the Thunderer to stop him. I think the Daring's going to get the A cap here. Pocket's team only has a 1-ship advantage, and they're about to lose their cap advantage. However, friendly Holland is getting in the D cap. Yep. So they're going to lose the A cap to the enemy DD, but they're going to get the D cap uncontested. Unfortunately, Pocket took that salvo right before a broadside Slava was detected, and he's not going to be able to get the shot on him before he goes behind the island. Enemy Daring has captured A. Ooh, Pocket's got a broadside and slow-moving Zhao. It's a long shot, but if that Zhao doesn't pick up speed in time, there's the Daring having just captured A. He's open-fired on our friendly Shikishima. We're able to get the enemy Holland on the D side. Pocket gets a Citadel on that Zhao, just 22k with that. Friendly Holland is going to get the D cap here. That's going to keep the point lead. But the Thunderer is suicide charging into A. He doesn't have to be doing that. He should have just 180'd it a lot earlier there, seen that they were capping D. But instead, he's just going to suicide into these battleships. Able to get the Stalingrad for their trouble, though, at least. But he's got a Bowen, Kurfürst, Slava, Daring, and a Zhao. Thunderer is not going to last much longer, and the points he saves by not ticking that A cap, not really worth it. Pocket looking to do some nice damage to these stationary battleships here. As the Daring is making his way to C, Pocket only gets 1 pin on the Kurfürst there. Shimakaze is trying to play up top, get torps on these battleships, and maybe trade the A cap as the Daring goes for the C cap. The Petropavlovsk is now able to turn back in because that Stalingrad is dead. Pocket is lost visual on these battleships. And he is opening the range on them, which personally I don't think is necessary at this point. He is slowing down now. He's going to take shots at the Zhao. I don't think it is quite necessary to be this far away from these ships, but we'll see how it turns out. Pocket is getting the Slava detected at this point. The Shimikaze, excuse me, is outside of his smoke screen, so he's going to start taking shots at this. But I want to point out the aim that's happening right here. If we notice the Navigator mod, which might be my replay and not Pocket's replay here, that Slava, it's a long ship. It looks more broadside than what it actually is. I think it's angled at about 40 degrees. So you actually need to aim higher because as the Slava backs up, he's actually increasing the distance here, and it's going to cause these shells to land short. Pocket might get a pen or two. Yep, he actually gets 2 pens on that, but most of his shells land short in front of the bow because that Slava's backing up at an angle. The Midway has pushed up a little too aggressively. The Shimikaze and the Petro can see him as he's continuing this push forwards with his battleships. Pocket is continuing to take salvos at the Slava, who's trading them back. Gets another 1 pen there. As the Slava's shells return. About equivalent damage. Pocket's going to use a heal here as he continues firing at the Slava. Again, he's just aiming a little too short. Dispersion is giving him 1 or 2 pens here, but if he was to aim higher, he would get more. Actually gets nothing on that one. At this point, the Shimikaze and the Petro are both too far away to detect these battleships. And Pocket is trying to get the angles on them. You can see the first. Now he's going to take a shot at that. Friendly Holland and Stalingrad have now boxed the Daring into sea, who does have that cap. But hopefully the 2-on-1, they can kill that Daring and one of them can survive to get that cap. Daring takes out the Holland. It's now down to the Stalingrad. The Midway has continued to foolishly push up, and he is now turning broadside to Petro, Yamato, and Shikishima here. I don't think he was really expecting or was paying attention to the Petro there. Stalingrad's secondaries get the Daring, so now he can get the sea cap and flip that back. As Pocket is just taking shots at the Midway here. Daring Torps get the flesh wound on the Stalingrad. So now the ship spread has tightened, the point spread has tightened, and the enemy has 3 caps to Pocket's 1. However, they've got a Midway who was dead in the water there. Gets 2 shots there, gets the high caliber on that one. Hopefully, though, with Yamato, Petro, Shima, and Shika all firing, that Midway goes down here fairly soon. I think it's the Moskva that's also opening fire on him at this point as well. Yeah, that Midway is pretty much done for. Kurfürst gets the Midway kill. That is the end of the Sky Cancer, and the Slava is now pushing forward into the Yamato. Because even with the 3-cap advantage, the enemy team is getting pincered by Pocket's team here. So the Slava is looking for some beneficial trades. He's still actually quite angled to the Petro and to Pocket as he comes out to fight this Yamato. Able to get a couple of overpens there. Not able to kill that Venezia, though. But now Pocket is going to focus on the Slava as the Yamato and the Petro do the same. Slava is more concerned with angling towards the Yamato. I think he's looking for a ram here. Not able to get the dispersion into the Citadel there, but still does 10k. Petro and Slava now, Petro and Shiki now have the Slava's broadside as he is charging towards the Yamato. That is a now completely broadside Slava. Yamato also takes a shot in. There's a 1-2 punch. I think it was from the Petro first, but Pocket gets the Citadel that gets the kill. And now the Kurfürst is pushing out behind that island, so Pocket's not going to be able to get that, but hopefully he can get the Venezia kill here. Shimikaze has now moved into the A-cap here and is capping that. The team lineup has now really swinged in Pocket's favor. Ooh, dispersion not very helpful there. Only gets 1 overpen. But with all the ships firing, the Venezia should go down here fairly soon. Just a matter of who gets the kill at this point. Somebody gets a nice shot. Pocket's going to take another salvo. Down to 96 HP. Pocket is going to secure the 96 HP Venezia kill. First is behind the island, so he can't get that, so he's going to switch to the Zhao. At this point, it is just mop-up duty, as the enemy team only has the 2 ships left, and the First is coming under focus fire. Shimakaze, unfortunately, not going to get that cap, as he sailed out of it just a little bit. Good salvo on the Zhao. That's a 10k hit. Just down to 7k. First is just losing HP to the dot. Zhaofire gets the Moskva, but the Moskva gets the First with his dying salvo. So now it's just the Zhao, just getting the last bit of damage. That salvo is actually going to miss because the Zhao was able to turn back in. Yeah, just wrapping up here. Pocket has gotten 9 citadels for this, a high caliber for his efforts. He's up to 285,000 damage. Just looking for the 4th kill. That salvo looks pretty good. Yep, he does get it with the 1 pen. That's going to bring him up to 290,000 damage, a high caliber. Beautiful game, 4 kills on Pocket's part. Congratulations, buddy, on a once-in-a-lifetime Shiki game.